As soon as the festive season lights up, your phone starts buzzing with discounts and flash sales. You immediately open it up and add that one extra thing to your cart. Again, your heart races a little. You browse, add things to your cart and hit buy. But later, you wonder whether you actually needed all those things or did the festive mood and clever marketing make you fall for it. You are not alone. Welcome to the festive finance illusion, where you buy more than you need because you have that emotional lure. Indian festivals are not just about rituals and festivities, they are also about big businesses. Annually, over 4.5 lakh crores is spent on clothes, gifts, gold, electronics and whatnot during these festive seasons. E-commerce giants like Flipkart and Amazon record eye-watering sales. Over 60,700 crore in just the first week of this year's festive season, recording a 29% increase year on year. Over 80% of our urban population has now preferred to spend online, using EMI options and buy now pay later options. The convenience boosts spending, but also increases the risk of falling into a debt trap. Here is where it gets interesting. Festival shopping is not logical, it's emotional, and here is why. Number 1, cultural traditions. The Indian festivals are bound to new clothes, gifting, and auspicious purchases. The act of buying becomes a part of the celebration and enhances the happiness and social bonding. Number 2, dopamine and shopping. When your brain sees all these limited time offers and festive discounts, it releases dopamine, which is the happy chemical. So this gives you a good feel rush that becomes sort of addictive. Number 3, the fear of missing out. Scarcity cues like the sale ends tonight actually inculcate a lot of urgency, which further pushes you to shop impulsively. Number 4, social proof and status. Festivals are social occasions. Seeing others buy lavish gifts or decorate lavishly actually triggers the bandwagon effect. So you feel pressured into matching the status socially. Number 5, mental accounting. People create a festival fund separately from all of their regular expenses. They justify overspending on festivals even if it strains their finances. Now let's discuss the science behind the impulsive buying during the festival season. Impulsive buying is a neurological tug of war of sorts between your long-term prudence and your instant gratification. The prefrontal cortex of your brain is actually responsible for decision making and impulse control. But this gets overridden by the dopamine-driven reward centers during the festival season. Retailers exploit this by using neuromarketing tactics like flash sales, displays, or personalized ads because they want to maximize the dopamine release and the impulsive purchases that follow. This creates a dopamine economy. The hidden costs are not just financial. The festival high is followed by a financial hangover for many. This attracts a lot of credit card debt and EMIs. Easy credit options actually make the spending easy, but then the bills come with high interest rates. And it's not just this aspect. A lot of people actually defer their own savings or dip into their emergency funds to afford all of this. This pressure to maintain the festive appearances can actually lead to long-term financial instability. And all of this is then followed by regret. Because when you realize you have purchased things that you don't need, it causes a lot of anxiety. Now let's look at ways how we can celebrate the festivals without actually falling into a financial debt trap. Recognizing the festive finance illusion is the first step towards this. Now let's look at a little bit of tips and tricks that you can use to hack your wallet and your mind. Number 1, set a festive budget ahead of time. Allocate clear shopping limits for clothes, for travels, for entertainment, everything. And you can use a few expense monitoring apps for this as well. Number 2, prioritize your needs over your wants. Before you hit the buy button, spend a few seconds. Actually think whether this will be necessary once the festive mood wears off. Number 3, avoid just because it's discounted traps. Discounts feel like blessings, but if it doesn't fit your goals or your budget, skip it. Number 4, avoid using the credit cards. Try to pay with cash or by a debit. But if you have to use the credit card, try to repay as soon as you can so that you don't attract a lot of interest. Number 5. Create a festive savings fund. Start small savings months before the festival season so that you can avoid the last minute debt. Number 6. Value experiences over material things. The festival joy comes from togetherness and the traditions, not from material excess. Number 7. Leverage cashbacks and credit card points wisely. Use those credit card perks, but don't spend beyond your means. And at last, plan your investments around these festivals. Consider the festive fixed deposit or the gold bonds to blend the celebrations with investments. Festivals are a time for joy, family, and togetherness. The festive finance illusions tricks us into overspending at times. By understanding the psychology behind it and understanding how we can smartly plan for this, we can actually brighten up our festivals and not just our debt statement. If this video helped illuminate your festive finance spending, please do like, share, and subscribe. And if you have some experiences with the festival finances, do drop them in the comment box. We are listening.